the Skid Row hardpoint, looking from Hypnotoad's point of view, with the Manitoba Mallards going up against the Denver Surrender. Nexus drawing the first blood on the Crash McQueen as Denver is already set down 10 pegs on this P1 as into Devin. Works his way in, kicks the door. Oh, man, does not see the one behind the door. He gets taken down now. Shorzy from my little favorite spot of P1, that back room, to where you can really just send some bullets downrange and take somebody out. Shorzy works his way in through the side, but now it's JTB working his way through the hill right now, holding it down fairly nicely for the Denver Surrender with a 26-0 lead. As everybody's looks like I'm looking at the mini map right. Manitoba is already set up there on that P2 with Kaizo. But Crash McQueen, oh man, from the back pallet gets mowed down. Devin in the garage right now. 43-0 for Denver as we go to this P2.
Yeah, I mean, Denver, a really great start on that P1. Manitoba, like, they kind of just gave it away. Like, number 2 and Kaizo was sitting there the entire P1. He just wanted P2, and fair enough. I mean, they started on it when the hill popped, but it looks like Denver might be able to mount a little bit of a break here. Manitoba is kind of just cornered in the building, and it's a great place to be cornered in, especially from that top area. You can look out the windows and see them, but Denver is pretty relentless in trying to throw some bodies at it. Manitoba has a good defense so far, but it's a Devin goes down, and now it's only just one Manitoba member on their point. Granted, you got most of the time, but Denver, if they could get some points here, they can maybe extend the lead a little bit. Actually able to do so. They just do not give up that old P2, but in exchange, they won't be here when P3 spawns. So Denver's now got to figure out how to break here. They're probably going to break through laundry. They get the player in apartments. That's a really important kill. But, you know, Manitoba's all set up on that P3. Denver just needs to find the kills, but Manitoba is just shooting too well right now.
As we're looking from Shorzy point of view right now, Shorzy going through the middle, watching over P1 and their little alleyway heading into P3. Oh man, from behind the air conditioner. But Shorzy gets taken down himself. It's a Devin gutting through the DVD store as JTB sets up on that hill for the Denver Surrender. They go ahead and get that break, and they're increasing their lead 65-60 in favor of the Surrender right now. There's a contest from it to Devin. Devin gets taken down. Kaizo working his way through. Looks like they're going to head to the barber shop, start taking appointments for that P4. Crash McQueen already on scene, assuming command, just sending rounds, but gets taken out himself as it kicks over into this barbershop P4, 81-60 in favor of the Surrender.
Yeah, the lead deficit hasn't really had a major change here. I think that's due in part to Denver being so relentless and not letting the point go until, you know, maybe 10 seconds left. Denver has been getting a lot of the scrap time, even when Manitoba thinks that maybe they're rotating to the next hill. Denver is also trying to mount a comeback on this next hill as well. They get a good break here, and if Denver wins this game, it's going to be these scrap times plus breaks that are really going to do it for them. But now Manitoba now on the back foot. You see team kill come. You see 2 team kills come through. Manitoba just spraying a little bit too wide there. Denver, though, going to take advantage of those team kills. Manitoba is all over across the map from the point. You see them trying to set up for P5. Maybe they'll have a good setup, but Denver kind of gets a clean 60 out of a point that Manitoba was here to start. That's a really great work out of Denver, but also a lot of team killing on the side of Manitoba you got to clean up.
122-69 in favor of the Surrender as we go into this P5. Shorzy gets mowed down from the corner of the hill. JTB working his way around the boxes and the fences, giving some cover, looking towards that P2, P3, but JTB gets taken down. Devin over at the SUV, hopping up on the mill van, watching over garage, watching the back of P3. Gun goes out, it does connect. Rounds going down range. There's a hello there. Is it going to catch? No, it's not. But Devin just firmly holding down this hill for Manitoba right now, but 131-91 in favor of Denver as JTB tries to work his way from the top of the containers. He gets shot down. Shorzy making his way around the corner, trying to give some coverage to anybody coming from the P3, P1 area. But Hypnotoad just comes through, gets mowed down. Devin owns it, says, it's mine. Nexus getting P1 all cleared out as we go to a fresh set of rotations, 131, 119 in favor of the Denver Surrender.
Yeah, that was actually a great point at Manitoba. I think they pretty much got a full 60 there and were able to recover well from their big blunder on that P4 over there. And now the deficit is just pretty much 19 points away. And this P1 is very mixy so far. You have players on both teams over there, although Denver does end up going down. Manitoba is now closing this deficit rapidly. They could take the lead here. Denver is trying to make sure they don't let that happen. But you see Manitoba playing the same strategy they did before. Number 2 in Kaizo is just sitting on that P2 hill already. I mean, sitting there. I mean, if he doesn't move, he might get AFK timed out. You see what Manitoba is trying to go for. They really want a strong start on P2, but able to collect some of that scrap time on P1 and start on P2, they might be able to take the lead here and maybe really shift the momentum of this map.
As we get ready to go to P2, JTB getting the rest of the scrap time for the Denver Surrender just to boost their lead a little bit. 163, 139 in favor of Manitoba as we go into P2. And if I'm looking at the mini map right, it is owned by Kaizo, but JTB trying to work his way through the tunnel, gets mowed down. Kaizo on a 5 spree right now, just battling out with the Hypno Toad in the garage. Toad sends out one from the alley. Still trying to get a beat on Kaizo. Gets a couple tips onto him. A couple love taps, that's about it. Pacemaker, he needs one now because he just got knocked out just outside of P2. Kaizo is just holding it down. Looks like they may get a nice firm grip here as Denver, goes ahead and sets up on P3. It's a nice lead also for Manitoba, 176, 163 in favor of the Mallards, JTB, but already set up on that P3 are several as Hypno Toad goes ahead, finishes up, gets the rest of that scrap time for P2. They're going to go ahead. It looks like almost a tie score, 176, 172 in favor of Manitoba.
Yeah, high game pretty much coming in here on this map, number 1, between two teams that very clearly, evidently seem to be very equally matched here. Manitoba and Denver are just fighting it out. Even the point is contested. You see Kaizo hiding in the corner, gets a kill onto Hypno, but then it is traded out with Crash McQueen, getting a 2-piece. Kaizo responds back. This hill is just a bloodbath. No team is getting really any substantial time here. That's pretty bad for Denver, considering Manitoba was really able to dominate P2, and you were starting here on the P3, and now Manitoba is actually taking it over. Might be able to get to scrap. They might be able to have a little bit of a challenge from Crash McQueen here. If number 2 isn't looking at the correct direction, he could get cut down. Crash enters the point, trying to just steal some of that scrap time. He finally is able to get down Kaizo. They will take a slight advantage, but P4, there's fights going down, and Manitoba has won so far for P4. You'll have to deal with that number 8 in Hypno Toad hiding in tunnel here. Might go through the window, but Manitoba already strong on the P4, and they can't win it here, but they could get within 4 or 5 points. This is definitely a really important hill for Manitoba.
That it is, 203, 188 in favor of Manitoba right now. It's Crash McQueen trying to make his way down the God stairs to clean out that P4, trying to get himself an appointment to get a haircut. Comes in just a little off the top. Oh, man, he got too much taken off. Shorzy takes that kill, and he's holding down the barbershop very well. 215, 188 in favor of the Manitoba Mallard. Shorzy sends one out from the alley. He's keeping a close look on that door. Oh, man, the lobby gets taken down. Nexus already set up on that P5 hill. 220, 193 in favor of Manitoba as Denver goes ahead, gets the rest of that scrap time on that P4 hill, breaking the 200 mark. Here we go. 30 seconds is all Manitoba needs to take this map.
Yeah, if Manitoba has a lights-out P5 like they did last time, it's game over. They only need 30 points to win, and Denver definitely wants to prevent that from happening. But you see the gunfights are going back and forth, but every single time Manitoba has remained in control of the point. Now it's just up to Nexus, last one in Hill, and finally Denver's able to reclaim the point. They can't win it here, but Manitoba still can, so they're still going to focus on trying to get in here, but Denver is all around it. They know they don't want to give this up to Manitoba. They know they want to at least stall enough so Manitoba can't win it here, and it looks like they might just be able to do that. They completely push Manitoba back to the other side of the map, and now Manitoba is thinking all about that P P1. They know Denver will be able to take the lead here, but if they could start on that P1, if they could win their gunfights, it's game over. But regardless, this is a very close map. This is one where either team is going to be heartbroken to lose. And I mean, I don't know how this is going to go. Manitoba winning the gunfights on the P1, but Denver responding right back, and then Manitoba responding right back. Manitoba will start. Denver has one more big push.
As we go 236 or 238, 238, tie game right now on that P1. Kaizo holding down the hill for Manitoba along with Nexus. There's a contest right there. Kaizo comes in, gets mowed down. They're still holding the hill down. Toad, he tries to clean house, gets taken down himself. Devin on the hill, he gets taken down. Toad on a 3 spree. 241, 245 in favor of the Mallards. But can Denver do it? They're trying their hardest. 5 now with 245 even with a contest. 20 seconds on this hill one. Now Manitoba has the hill. Go ahead and give it to the Manitoba Mallards. 250 to 245.
Wow, holy jeez, man. Hypnotoad gets a 3-piece on the hill. Expects his team to be able to maintain and keep Manitoba from entering it, as Manitoba basically has their entire team respawning, but Manitoba just walks right in.
Call of Duty, take 2. As we're looking from Shorzy point of view, Manitoba Mallards against the Denver Surrender on a high-rise search and destroy. We got Devin the bomb carrier of Shorzy up there on top of the chopper. He got a glimpse of one. Hypnotoad drawing the first blood on the Kaizo. Shorzy giving some cover to Devin, but he saw somebody coming by. He was watching, and he's like, "No, I don't think there's anybody there." But it doesn't matter. Pacemaker gets taken out himself. But Shorzy is all that's left right now for Denver. The bomb is down just outside that B, but it doesn't matter. Manitoba wiped out Denver, and they're up 1-0.
That is a rough final gunfight. I thought for sure that Denver player was maybe going to be able to get some eyes on Shorzy, as Shorzy just killed another member, and I for sure thought that would have been a call out, but the Denver player was just kind of clueless to Shorzy just hanging out above him. Shorzy just able to get a cool final kill, but a very even first round. Honestly, they kept trading kills, and I think it came down to a 1v1. So, I mean, we're starting out just kind of how we ended. Just absolutely even and no clue how this map's going to go.
Well, we don't. As we're watching from Pacemaker's point of view, Toad was the bomb carrier, and the bomb right now just got set down in between, literally in between the hills. As Kaizo goes ahead and takes out, couldn't make that out who he thought. But, man, Toad gets taken down. All that's left is JTB. And it's a 1-on-3. Is he going to be able to get the bomb and plant it in time, or is he going to fall the way of his teammates? That number 2 player, if you're looking at Devin, he is covering that bomb to make sure nobody comes up to get it. And, oh, man, there we go. Toad gets mowed down. Manitoba jump up 2-0.
Yeah, Manitoba 2-0. Really strong start in the S&D. They got a map 1 win. We talked about maybe not knowing how they were going to perform just because these teams were so evenly matched, but Manitoba definitely just trying to swing the momentum in their favor in this map. Going up 2-0 in the map count would be huge for them, and now 2-0 in the round count, they could get a 3-0. That's just going to give them so much more confidence to just carry forward throughout this entire map and series.
Well, let's see how they do. Devin is the bomb carrier right now, looking from Pacemaker's point of view. Now Nexus going underneath blue, tossing a hello there. It does connect. Trophy going down. The Pacemaker drawing the first blood onto Kaizo. Nexus sending some rounds and not connected with anybody, but he's still cornered up there at the bottom of blue, watching the stairs because there's one up there that smoke, but he gets mowed down himself. Shorzy and Devin are all that's left for the Denver Surrender. It's a 2-on-4. Oh, man, making a 4-on-1. Denny gets popped. 51 seconds left in the round. Is Devin going to be able to make it around there to get that plant onto either bomb site? Makes his way up to the helipad. Sees one. Gets mowed down. Denver come off the bagel. 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Devin saw that last player or if that last player was occluded by the helicopter, but He kind of slides around the helicopter, tries to get some bullets off, but just not able to do it. Actually loses a sub versus an AR at that range. MCW was just a little bit faster on the draw there, and Denver gets their first round. Now, them on the attacking side, if they could tie it up, that's going to, you know, boost their morale a little bit. But Manitoba want to extend this to a 3-1. They might be able to do it a little bit more easily. They have the defense here. You see Denver picking up the bomb and maybe trying to scout around this A's site. You see just kind of grenades getting thrown everywhere. Everybody trying to find some intel. I don't think a whole lot of intel has had to be found here. You get Nexus on the first blood, but quickly traded out with another member of Manitoba. Denver goes 2 down, but Manitoba gets a second down as well. Again, we keep seeing these rounds just kind of go one at a time. Manitoba 2v1. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes down to another 1v1. Pacemaker just not able to get those shots, get shot back on, and now they know where he is, and all it is a matter of aiming up the crosshairs and shooting on sight, which is exactly what they do. Manitoba 3-1 in the round count.
As we watch Nexus get that final kill on the Pacemaker from across the air conditioners into that B side. Man, it's been a quite strong match for Manitoba, but let's see how Denver answers on their defensive round. Defense wins wars, boys, but offense is what really wins the battles. Devin is the bomb carrier. There goes a hello there. Does it connect? No, it doesn't. Making his way through air conditioners, just faking out that B alley. Gonna hop up. There he is, already at that B site. Hopping over by the elevators, double checking. Watching all over, checking the ledge. Nobody's there, but he sees one on the roof. Pulls out the Renetti. Not able to do anything. But did he take him off the map? It might have.
Hypnotoad fell off the map, and he got the kill credit for that.
Okay, JTB working his way up into blue onto the helipad. I thought he was heading to blue. Since it is now a 2-on-1 JTB. Well, I no sooner tried to say it, Manitoba jumped up 4-1.
Manitoba 4-1 is starting to get a little bit scary if you're on the side of Denver here. Just 2 more rounds to close it out. Denver cannot let this next round slip out of their hands. A 5-1 map count is absolutely devastating. At that point, your mind is already in map 3, so Denver really needs to put up a really great offense here on the attacking side. Let's see where they go. They're going to pick up this bomb. We will see both teams just kind of run at it as you do in S&D, I suppose. Denver picks up the bomb and looks like it might be a little bit of a spread out, maybe playing for intel. That smoke does go down. Blue gets raided by Kaizo. Kaizo gets a kill, but I think it's traded out on the other side of the map or close by, but separate gunfight. Now you see Denver trying to get Kaizo out of blue, but Kaizo's just too good. He gets a kill. Nexus gets killed. Pacemaker does respond back on the Kaizo. You get Kaizo off the map, but you're still 2-1. And then final Denver member goes down. That's the problem with trades, is even though you may get the trade, you still let everybody know where you are on the map. And Manitoba just really great at working as a team and just getting those kills once that final player starts shooting.
Oh, I was one ahead of myself. I thought it was my mistake. Here we go. Final, or 5-1 in favor of the Mallards. Manitoba on offense, Denver on the defense. Let's see if Denver can go ahead and answer back. Devin is the bomb carrier. Trophy going out by Pacemaker as he makes his way across the air conditioners down underneath. There was a hello there. Didn't connect. Oh, saw one in blue, but Nexus drawing the first blood on the Pacemaker. Devin being nice and safe in blue right now, not seeing anybody around. Oh, there's one for him, and Devin gets the kill on that one. So all that's left is Crash McQueen, and it doesn't matter. I no sooner start talking, Manitoba takes a round, and they take the map 6-1.
2-0 in the series for Manitoba. That was a very weird S&D, honestly. I don't know if we even got one bomb planted at all, that entire map. It was just pretty much
back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Control on high rise. Manitoba on the offense with a nade going out by Nexus. In fact, 2 of them going out. as Manitoba goes ahead, and they just march on A. There's a complete team stack on that A point. Where's the gym? One ticket A, but JTB draws the first blood. The whole point is cleared off thanks to that propane tank. So now Manitoba has to get back over there and redo it. Pacemaker up on the helipad right now. He gets taken down by one out of the office. JTB working his way up, watching the back office, getting his way up to the helipad, but gets taken out at the top of the steps. Nexus just outside of blue, giving coverage. Looking left, looking right, looking center. Oh man, there he goes. He goes ahead, takes down Pacemaker, and then he turns around, gets that nice two-piece on the toe, but before getting taken out himself. Crash McQueen, oh man, doesn't even bother. Devin is on that B side right now. Bullets coming in. 2 ticks on B. Believe it or not, that A was a diversion for everybody, but that B point is getting wiped a little bit by the Denver surrender. But man, 2 ticks already on B for Manitoba. They are working this thing. Shoresy's going to come up. Looks like he's going to go ahead, start to finish off that B point. 2.5 ticks of B. Couple nades go off around him. Nexus goes ahead, takes down Hypnotone. And wait a minute, there's a contest on B. 2-on-1, 1-on-1. Who's there he is, but oh man, it's traded off. B still has Kaizo and Devin on there. That B point is secured. We have another minute to play with.
We have another minute to play with. Indeed, 4 ticks for Manitoba in total. That's good enough as it is, but Manitoba's looking to close it out here, even on the live count. A lot of time, this could come down to lives. I mean, we have the time to kind of see how this part of the game develops, but Manitoba find themselves trying to get on A. They get a foot on A. Denver is kind of trying to defend from that shack area, trying to get on the time, trying to stop any progress, but Manitoba just has the setups. They do get cut down though. Denver is now going to use the opportunity to spread out a little bit, try to get some Manitoba members in mid-map here. You see number 1 in Nexus trying to go through that old B point though. Maybe able to catch number 5 or number 8 on the mini-map though. Then number 6 in Pacemaker is going to be a problem if they don't see him in blue here, although I think the Pacemaker saw that player go up the helipad. Pacemaker could make all the difference here in delaying this A point attack. He gets a kill onto the Manitoba player in helipad. The blue section of the map is being covered from the shack area. Manitoba is struggling to really get a foothold into this point, although it's 5 versus 5. This might just be a TDM at this point. You might just say, forget the hill, and let's just focus on our gunfights.
That's true. As Shorzy, we're watching left and right. Pacemaker just outside blue, chunking a nade, gets caught by a trophy, but he knows that somebody's around there somewhere. Denver is down to 4 lives. 27 seconds left in this first round. Pacemaker and crew, all this. Now Manitoba's down to 4. The test on that A side, Manitoba's down to, it's a 3-on-2 right now. Devin is all that's left for Manitoba. Devin has a lot of work to do. Is he good? No, he gets taken down. Denver take the round. 5 lives, 1-0.
Yeah, unfortunately for Manitoba, they saw the live count. They said, all right, let's slow it down. Let's try to get a pick. But Denver didn't give them anything. And by time they really needed to kind of figure out what they were doing, time was ticking down. You saw Manitoba members kind of freak out a little bit, try to rush forward, try to get some kills. But Denver was just ready for them. Manitoba really just forced into an awkward position due to time there. Slowing it down, maybe not in their best interest, but really a great defensive round out of Denver, able to keep the A point. But Manitoba has 4 ticks. If they could keep Denver to 3 or less, they're already in the lead for round number 5 if we get there.
That's true. Pacemaker now bouncing in and out of blue. Denver already on JTB and Pacemaker making a small stack on that A point. Word to Jim coming up with 1 tick of progress at A for the Denver. There's a contest before that 1 tick, but guess what? It got cleaned off. Crash McQueen's on that B side. Devin working his way up, tossing a hello there, does connect. And here we go. Is Devin gonna, oh yeah, Devin takes it out. So there we go. B is cleaned off before Devin gets wiped out himself. Now Toad climbing up on top of the shack there on that, by the B elevators, down onto the scaffolding, watching it into that office. Shorzy on that A hill, he gets mowed down. Kaizo on the B hill right now for the Manitoba Mallards just to make sure everything gets cleaned off. But Crash McQueen holding down that A till Kai. Oh man, even though gets traded off with Kaizo. 48 seconds left in the round. B is starting to get captured by Toad, but there's a small stack on that A point with JTB and Pacemaker working Jibs. One ticket A for the Denver Surrender, working its way around. Contest at a ticket and a half of progression. Shorzy just holding up, make any progression, keeping the clock going. There we go. Now he's on the defense. I mean, that 8 points cleaned off. There's only one ticket progression this whole map. 36 seconds left in the round. JTB sneaking around the back ledge. Let's see what he can come up with. Takes one down, pops onto that B side, and goes ahead, starts setting up camp, holding court. Pacemaker tosses down a trophy on that B side. Contest, 27 seconds left. JTB gets taken down. Nexus, right there in my favorite spot, those B elevators. You can get a lot of work done at that B elevator, but the downside is you get mowed down too. Now Toad with a contest, taken down one ticket B. We have 2 ticks combined on this map right now, but Toad gets taken down just outside of B. Pacemaker on the B hill. Coming up 2 ticks at B. Oh man, Devin mows down. It's right at 2 ticks, so nothing's wiped off on that B side. Devin keeping good cover on that B side. 18 seconds left in this second round. Devin comes up, just says hello, meets him at the door. Crash McQueen working his way over onto that A side over at the propane tank. Oh man, Denver's down to 4 lives on top of that. JTB gets taken down. 3 lives for Denver, 5 lives for Manitoba. 6 seconds left. No team with any respawns. It's a 4-on-3. Pacemaker on the hill. 2.5 ticks today. There's a contest. That contest wiped still. Oh man, Manitoba take the round by lives and tie it up 1 apiece.
Yeah, these are pretty close rounds. Manitoba, it's looking a little bit scary for them there. I think it was like they were 6 lives to 10, and they were at risk of losing A. And that's such a weird position to be in, because you gotta pretty much attack any point that's being captured, but you may not have the lives to just kind of throw bodies at it. In that scenario, Manitoba knew that their best friend was the clock. They did not want Denver to extend the time, and ultimately Denver was just not able to extend the time. Manitoba just kind of bloodbathing on the contest spot. They knew Denver had to make some pretty outrageous plays due to the time clock, but they were able to bring it down to lives, and then Manitoba was able to clinch out a very sneaky victory. But we see Manitoba now on the offensive side yet again, trying to get an offensive win, which they couldn't do the first, but they know they are at least in the lead on ticks, and they really want to maintain that. Maybe a good 4 ticks here would do wonders for them, but they keep trying to hit at this A point site, but Denver is just pretty set up, and they're pretty much ready for anything that comes. I mean, you see 2 Manitoba members go down. There's still 1 more there. He will get Crash McQueen just kind of running back to their spawn, and that'll be 1 Manitoba trying to collect some time on A, but Denver is just going to spawn right back on it. You already see 4 members going all around it. Manitoba will use the opportunity to get some feet on B, but Denver just way too focused on A, and they're actually losing gunfights over at A. So now we have a split push here. Manitoba is actually collecting time on both points, and not able to get that first tick on A. Denver will successfully defend it in time, but now the focus is on B. They at least able to get Manitoba off of B, but 1 tick on B. Manitoba looking a little bit rough here. They gotta be able to get a point. Next is going down on B again. They're gonna attack A again, but they're ready for it. Oh, actually, Kaizo gets a kill, and then his Manitoba member is trying to follow through on blue. Denver, though, respawning all headed towards A. I mean, this is a very mixy round of control. Definitely a lot of fights going down at A, but Denver just seems to come out on top every time, and Manitoba's really struggling here.
That they are with 1 ticket B for the Manitoba Mallards, and looks like almost 1 ticket A, if not 1 tick. Toad underneath the stairs just outside that A point, trying to keep anything green from coming in. There we go. We have 2 ticks at that B point for Manitoba. JTB up top, trying to figure out where he's at, but he gets taken out. Shorzy right there. Oh man, just thrown out. The B point secured. We have another minute to play with. And then Shorzy just going to go ahead and use that as a sniping spot before he gets mowed down. We're coming up now on 2 ticks at A, thanks to Nexus. 1 tick away from having this round under control. No, it don't matter because Toad and Crash McQueen are cleaning it off right now. Only 2 ticks. Only 1 tick, excuse me, is needed. But Toad, prone down under them steps. Watch for any Manitoba to come through. Like Kaizo, he gets mowed down real quick. Now Toad, just watching that mid alley. All right, yeah, the mid alley. Working his way over back by the steps around blue. Just shooting at air conditioners. Catches 1. Manitoba is down to 4 lives. Denver has a 1 life advantage on this defensive round. 54 seconds left on the clock. But Toad is watching the office. Prone down under the steps. They can't see him, but he can watch and see them. Round's going down. He connects with Nexus. 3 lives remaining for Manitoba. 4 lives remaining for Denver. So Denver's on their last 4. Devin. Oh man, 1 trying to come in on spawn. He gets mowed down. So here it is, a 2v2. Toad on a 5 spree. Shorzy trying to work his way around. Right now, Manitoba is well ahead on ticks. 5 ticks for them, but I don't see us going to a round 5. 15 seconds left in this round. Boom, there we go. 1v1. Hypnotoad versus Shorzy. Who's going to reign supreme? It's going to be the Hypnotoad. Denver take the round. They are up 2-1.
Whether it be S&D or Control, you just can't avoid the 1v1s to end the round with this team. They love doing it to us, but Manitoba almost looked like they were going to win it there. But I think, like, again, what happened with the, I think the previous round too, is that once they read the live count and read, hey, we could just kind of play TDM, we have the time to do it, they slowed down, and that was to their detriment. They let Denver kind of take over the map while Manitoba is still in their spawn. They tried to peek out the windows to try to get any bit of a pick, but Denver was just already set up and waiting for them. Manitoba, stopping their momentum, kind of worked against them in that scenario. And now, Manitoba, they need to get a round win here, otherwise it's game over. They're starting out strong. They get 2 kills on the Denver, 3 kills on the Denver. Manitoba defending well so far.
As we're watching Nexus over at B Alley right now, it looks like they're going to try to spawn trap. From what I'm seeing, that's what it looked like anyhow. Nexus down by air. Blue and AC. Works his way through, checks blue out, works his way back over to AC onto that B side, over at the B point right now. And in my little, one of my favorite little hidey holes on this map, that B elevator, you can cover up, you can get a lot of damage done, but it looks like already Crash McQueen is on that A point trying to get some kind of progression for the Denver surrender. Crash McQueen with 1. Next to that propane tank, 1 ticket A. Oh, little hello there. Go ahead, build them HPs back up. There you go. Now Shorzy. Watch it over at B. Oh, here we go. We had an A and a B. We still have an A and a B. Toad on B. 2 ticks at A. Crash McQueen on A. Oh man, McQueen on a 5 spree. We're coming up on 2 ticks at B. There we go. 2 ticks at each point. Looks like that A point's getting ready to be completely capped off by Crash McQueen. He's the only one there taking care of business. 2 and 7, 8 to A before Manitoba comes in and cleans things out. But Pacemaker, on that B point, there's a contest mode down. That B point is taken care of. There we go. Now that Pacemaker on a 5 spree, that B point's taken care of. We have another minute to play with as Devin working his way around, trying to keep Denver from getting any more ticks because Denver just got their first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks of the whole match. 3 life advantage for the surrender as Toad goes up onto the helipad, shoots down towards blue, but gets taken down himself. 8 lives left for the Manitoba Mallards, 10 for Denver, 1 minute left. Oh man, it's anybody's game.
Anybody's game. If you're Manitoba, you definitely want to extend this to a round 5. I believe they walked into this round being 6 ticks ahead of Denver, which means if Denver would need to capture all the points to tie them in ticks, which would mean they would win the game anyway. So if we go to round 5, Manitoba's guaranteed pretty much to have that defense. So all the more important for Manitoba to just get us to a map 5 if they want to win. But I mean, it's 3 versus 6. It's not looking good for Manitoba. Just trying to set up points, just waiting for the attackers to come. It's a 2v5 though. It's all up to It's Devin and Nexus. Can they get it done? It's Devin trying to make a clever play, trying to get Denver by surprise here. Might be able to do it with this push through blue. You see number 8 expecting the flank, but I don't know if they're expecting this push. There's 2, it's 3 versus 1. I don't know if Devin, oh my God, the cruise missile comes in. I didn't even notice that. The cruise missile comes in at exactly the right time. Denver just drops it on that last Manitoba member, and Denver takes the control 3-1 in very, very close rounds.
Crash McQueen with the cruise. I cannot count the Manitoba Mallards against a Denver surrender. Toad tossing a hello there, not connected as we go ahead, get things set up onto this P1. Pacemaker holding down the hill for Denver surrender as Hypnotoad watching the back side of the hill, taking one down. Nexus goes ahead and just breaks the hill, and he gets taken down. So Toad's on the hill. Crash McQueen up on top of, looks like, yeah, it's the entrance to P2. They're going to go ahead and start getting set up. It looks like 15-5 in favor of Denver surrender. Crash McQueen just holding court right outside that P2 area. He gets mowed down as Nexus comes in, gets that scrap, tries to get that scrap time off this P1 hill. Watching left, right, and center, making sure nothing red comes through. Going to be firmly holding on to it, 22-15 in favor of Denver as Hypnotoad comes back in. Sees one, almost takes him out, but he moves just in time. Let's go to a P2, 27-15 in favor of Denver.
Yeah, very mixy P1. Very good job on both teams, just trying to keep it competitive. But Manitoba just knew what they needed to do. I mean, Manitoba's historically been a very rotation-heavy team. We saw that in P1, where Kaizo was literally just hanging out in P2 the entirety of P1. Obviously, that's Skid Row. That's a different map. P2 is a little bit more of a money hill there, but Manitoba, regardless, just puts a lot of stock into rotations, and they were able to kind of clench this rotation back from Denver. Now they're fighting for it. It's kind of going both ways. It's still pretty much a tie game, just kind of like map 1, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of repeating theme from there, but you know, Manitoba is still trying to go for P2. They will win that gunfight. They will get some of the scrap time here. Manitoba now trying to make the rotation, but Denver is already on it. Manitoba could break through. That's going to be huge for them and taking a good solid chunk of lead here, but Denver just trying to really set up strongly here. Nobody on snow, which is interesting. I feel like you can maybe get quite a few sneaky kills if you go on there, but Manitoba not really electing to go on there as far as I know, just trying to go through tunnel, trying to attack at this point pretty much from the front. Might not work out for them. Finally we get It's a Devin on snow, but he ends up going down. Denver is ready for it. P3 looking really rough for Manitoba so far.
65-42 in favor of Denver right now on this P3. Looks like I'm looking at, no, they're not yet. But Kaizo gets taken down off top of the container. Devin working his way down from top of snow, takes down one, but gets taken down himself. Crash McQueen holding down the hill beautifully for the Denver surrender right now, 83-42. Nice 40-point lead for Denver as we go ahead. JTB gets the rest of this scrap time on this P3 hill. But Devin looks like he's already set up watching for that P4 as that kicks off right now. Nexus is already holding that down for Denver, or excuse me, Manitoba. Devin sees a couple, takes him down. Shorzy on the other side of the crane, launching some as Nexus is just holding down that P4 hill. 97 or 95-59. There we go. In favor of Denver right now. But Manitoba is working on a full hold, as it looks like right now, because they've been here half a minute and they still have another half to go. They are building the points back up. Shorzy is just doing his best from the backside, keeping it cleared off so nobody is coming through to ruin anybody's day. Shorzy looks like gets knocked off the hill. Crash McQueen comes in, cleans up the hill, 97-85. Denver is going to go ahead and get the rest of the scrap time on P4, and it looks like P5 is going to be nice and dicey just to start things off because Kaizo's already there, 109-85 in favor of Denver.
Yeah, Manitoba did a good job on the P4 trying to repent for their P3 sins there. But if they're able to chain this P5, they'll surely take the lead and definitely get a lot of confidence going into the second rotation of these hard points. Manitoba defending it quite well so far. Denver just kind of relegated to going through P2. Manitoba knows exactly where to look. Manitoba's looking at mid-map. They're getting the kills. They're looking at P2. They're getting the kills. Denver just keep throwing bodies at it, but Manitoba is just ready for whatever Denver has up their sleeve. In a little bit of time, I assume Denver is going to try to maybe focus on a P1, but these 2 points are so close together. Denver knows that they can pretty much just keep throwing people at it and really not give up a ton of ground for the rotation. But Manitoba just doing a really, really great job of defending it. Eventually, Kaizo does go down, but Manitoba gets like a full 50 points on it. They take the lead, and honestly, it's just great P5 out of them if they can actually come out the winner in this P1. Manitoba gonna walk into this second rotation with a pretty solid lead, but Denver on it to start.
127, 126 in favor of Denver is looking from Devin's point of view right now. P1, here we go. Devin watching from snow over at P2. Looks like they're getting ready to think about pre-rotate. Crash McQueen already on the hill. He knows somebody is upstairs. In fact, he gives a couple of love taps to whoever happens to be up there. There's a hello there. Does it connect? No, it does not. He's got a trophy out already. 139, 128. But Crash McQueen comes in. He goes ahead, takes out Devin on the hill. Fresh trophy set out in front of him. He gets a hello there. Crash tossing out one of his own. Bullets going in, giving all kinds of love to. There you go. They finally connect and get a life. Crash McQueen is just holding on to this P1 hill for his life. 155, 128 in favor of Denver as we go ahead, jump into this P2 in the garage bay. Pacemaker trying to make his way the long way around. He's not really the long way around. He's coming from P5. Hey, but come on now, you got to go to P2. He gets taken down. Nexus. Watch it coming from from over there. Tossing a nade, doesn't connect, but somebody jumps down. It's like, hi, how you doing? I'll get you from AC. He tries to get in through AC, not successfully. Pacemaker tossing a hello there. Doesn't connect. Tossing another one. Denver is holding down this hill very well. 183, 128 in favor of surrender. As it looks like Denver is going to go ahead and get the scrap time off this P2 hill. Getting ready for the very dicey P3. And look, if I'm looking at the mini map right, I'm seeing all kinds of green arrows right there. So when P3 kicks off, it's going to be nothing but Manitoba. 202, 128 in favor of surrender.
Yeah, pretty good P1 out of Denver there, but they really shined in that P2, pretty much getting a full 60 there. Manitoba just couldn't find a response. They just couldn't break into the hill. Denver defended it well. Now Manitoba's turn to be on the defense, but Denver is just kind of pinching it from all directions. Manitoba's holding it out so far, but Denver is spawning in the back there. I don't know if they're going to read this. That number 6 could be a problem against Nexus, just shooting him in the back. That number 6 is kind of just going back to try and secure spawns. It's not working though. His other teammates are spawning mid-map, but Manitoba is spawning even further away from the point. That number 6 is ready to pound. Shorzy gets dropped at his hands. You see Manitoba maybe trying to scrounge out some scrap time, but that number 6 is still there. Finally, we have number 3 spawning right behind number 6. So just kind of gifted a kill there. But I mean, he spent so much time and energy focused on that P3, trying to scout out that player in the back there. Well, Denver is already ready for that P4 spawn here. Nexus trying to go through the back, trying to get some Denver members out. They will, and actually Manitoba is going to reclaim the spawns there and really try to get a foot back into this game.
207, 165 in favor of Denver as JTB gets taken down. Crash McQueen gets taken down. Pacemaker is going to go ahead. He's going to do what he can on the P4, P5, P1 side, trying to keep that 4 area cleared off. Nexus holding down that P4, very nicely for Manitoba, getting them within 20 at this current time. There goes a hello there, doesn't connect. No, but the bullets do. Nexus owning this P4 hill. Sees one coming from behind. He's got teammates back there. It's going to help him out. So it's going to be basically a tie game right now. 207, 205. Nobody's in favor. There it is, 207, 207. as we get ready to go to this P5, man, somebody needs to hold it. In fact, Denver already is.
Denver's already there. The problem for Manitoba is Denver is they kind of spawn at the north end of the map, but Manitoba was just kind of advancing towards the south, and it doesn't turn into a disaster scenario. Thankfully, Manitoba is able to readjust in time, but Manitoba is all around this P5 hard point. Time is ticking away. Pretty soon, neither team is going to be able to win it here. I think actually that mark has passed. Neither team is going to be able to win it here. It's all about how many points can you collect to make your P1 a little bit easier to maybe be able to end the game there. Manitoba is defending quite well though, just getting every kill, just looking at all the right places. Top snow goes down. That's going to be a big one. Nexus gets a 2-piece. Very critical at this stage of the game. Nexus gets a 3rd as well. He's still alive on that P5 point. Manitoba now 232 to 213. They're just going to need about 13 points on this P1. Denver going to try to do everything to keep Manitoba off. A neutral point is a win for them. Maybe they can make it up at P2, but man, if Manitoba just gets a 4 down, it could be game over.
Here we go, 242, 213 in favor of the Mallards. Devin on the hill gets mowed down himself. Shorzy is holding it down, 248, 249. Give it to the Manitoba Mallards, 250 to 213. Manitoba take the series 3-1, and they bring their season up to 1-1.
That was like a really great last few hills out of Manitoba. I feel like the scoreline was what, like 130 to like 190 at one point? And